FINGERBOBS. Yuffie lifts a finger, and a mouse is there. Puts his hands together, and a seagull takes the air. Yuffie lifts a finger, and a scampi darts about. Yuffie bends another, and a tortoise head peeps out. These hands were made for making, and making they must do.
"What's that?" says Fingermouse. "Another mouse. There's another Fingermouse. But it's black, and it's got whiskers and a tail, just like me. He does everything I do. You're a copy mouse. It's not another mouse, Fingermouse. It's your shadow. And your shadow does whatever you do. See? Now, I want you to get me some shadows for the story today. And I've got something here to collect them with. What a funny one-eyed thing, says Fingermouse. It's a camera. Of course it is. I knew it all the time, says Fingermouse. Camera. Certainly. Oh, who's that? It's you, Yuffie. Not a bad likeness. Did you draw it yourself? It's not a drawing, it's a photograph of me. A photo taken on this camera. I'll show you how it works. You look through this hole here, and you can see a picture. Yes? Now, if you want to take that picture, you press that button. That's it. You try to do it. "What's this?" says Flash. "Who's your one-eyed friend?" "It's a camera, actually, Flash. Haven't you seen one before? I'll take a picture of you. Now, you must keep still. Hold it. Say cheese. Well, say lettuce, then. And snap. There. I've got a picture of you." "Let me see," says Flash. "Is the picture in there?" "Yes, the picture's in there, but you can't see it just now," says Fingermouse, "because Yuffie wants us to go and take some pictures of shadows for his story. Come on." I'll just put the camera up there, and we're ready to go. Ah, these things make nice shadows. Just put them in the right place. Let me see. Yes, shadow of a teapot, a jug and a cup, and a milk bottle. That's quite a good collection of shadows, I think, Flash. Now let's press on and see what other shadows we can collect for Yuffie. All right? "All right," says Flash.
Slowly, steadily, I move at my own pace. As long as I get there, why worry? What's the hurry?
Can you guess what these shadows are? It's a snail, isn't it? And that one? A cow. That's a hedgehog. Did you guess? And a donkey with long ears. A rabbit. That one's easy. There's a dog. And there's a frog. And a bird singing. There's a pig. He's not singing. And a sheep. Ah, that's a good lot of shadows, says Fingermouse. Let's just go on a bit further and see if we can get anything else.
Fingermouse, Fingermouse, they never stop to think a mouse. The always on the brink a mouse. Fingermouse, that's me.
Hey, look at that big shadow over there. I've seen that somewhere before.
I am the mouse called Fingermouse, the mouse with guts and verve. I get past cats so easily with my famous body swerve. Fingermouse, Fingermouse, I'm a sort of wonder mouse, a hit, a miss, a blundermouse. Fingermouse, that's me.
Look at that one. That's pretty. It's a butterfly shadow. Hold it steady, Flash, while I snap it. It's gone. It's disappeared. A cloud's come over the sun, and all the shadows have gone. What are we going to do now? Says Flash. I've got an idea, says Fingermouse. Hold on. Back in a minute. Now, stand on here, and I'll blow the balloon up. Then you can go up in the air and get a picture of the cloud's shadow. Clouds have shadows too, you know. That's it. You ready? Yes, says Flash. Going up, up, and away. Isn't that a great idea? Thinkermouse, that's me. Thinkermouse, says Flash. Blundermouse, you mean. How can I take a picture with the camera on my back? You didn't think of that, did you? Oh, no, says Fingermouse. Down you come, then. I'll pull the balloon down. Hey, not so fast. This is where Flash's special shell comes in handy. Oh dear, where's he gone? How am I going to tell Yoffie? Huh? Will I ever see my friend Flash again? Yoffie! Yoffie! Flash is gone and he's got... Ooh. Hey, let me out. Oof, that's better. Have a good flight. Yes, thank you, says Flash. I'll get the camera down. There are lots of pictures in here, says Fingermouse. Thank you. When I get them out, I'll have everything I need for my story. There was once a village on a hill. The sun rose one side of it, climbed high above, and set the other side. In the middle of the village was a square. When people crossed the square in the morning, their shadows were long in the low sun. At midday, when the sun was high, their shadows were short. And in the evening, as the sun sank lower, their shadows grew longer again. Until one morning, something very strange happened. something that can only happen in a story. A sparrow came hopping and fluttering into the village square. He was always the first about and liked playing with his shadow. But this morning, when he looked down on the ground, he saw he had a different shadow. It wasn't his own. It was the shadow of a jug. This is fun, he thought. This makes a change. And he flew about, very pleased with his new shadow. But when people went out to work that morning, they weren't so pleased to find they had new shadows too. Can you tell what shadows these people have got instead of their own? They've got shadows of a butterfly and a dog. He's got a pig's shadow, a snail's shadow, and a hedgehog's shadow. And she's got a frog's. Their shadows were all wrong. They all felt so silly with their new shadows that they went and spent the rest of the day in bed. The next morning, the sparrow came hopping and fluttering into the square, as usual. But now, instead of the shadow of a jug, it had its own shadow back. "Oh dear," it said, "ordinary days again. Never mind." When the people looked out of their windows and saw the sparrow hopping about in the square with its own shadow again, they all rushed out to see if their shadows had come back too. And they had. And all the people in the village were so happy to have their own shadows back that they stayed out dancing, with their shadows growing longer and longer until the sun went down. And from that day on, they always had their own shadows, never the shadow of anybody else or anything else. And that's the end of the story. "I'll just make sure I've still got my own shadow," says Fingermouse, "not Flash's or Gulliver's or anybody else's." "Of course you have, Fingermouse. Things always have their own shadows." "Goodbye, shadows," says Fingermouse. "See you."